Assalamualaikum to our lecturer, Madam Afni, and our fellow friends. Today we will present about our group project. Our group consists of 5 members, which are Hani Shahira binti Hamzah, Nurliana Akila binti Muhammad Firdus, Nur Zainatul Izlim binti Zainal, Shasha Suhaida binti Shuhaimi, and lastly is me, Nur Idayu binti Nozri. As you guys can see, our group has chosen Cookies Project as the main project of our group assignment. Cookies Project is a company that our group has chosen as our part of group projects. As you can see, our project is focusing on cookies, as cookies is the main idea and menu of our project. Our objective is to produce cookies that has new flavor, unique, and become everyone's favorites and will fulfill a customer hunger. Our key stakeholders are Buttercup Industries, Sendian Berhad, Central Sugar Refinery Sendian Berhad, FFN Berhad, and Lehong Berhad. The 4 of key stakeholders are also the reason why our project is running. Our main target customer are people from all ages.
First and foremost, I will be explaining work breakdown structure for the Cookies project. WBS established the framework for how the work will be done to produce the project deliverables. Creating a WBS is structured approach for organizing all the project work and deliverables into logical grouping and subdividing them into more manageable components to help ensure that all the work and deliverables to complete the project are identified and included in the baseline project plan. The WBS subdivides the project into smaller pieces called work items. The lowest level work item of any one branch is called a work package. Referring WBS Cookies project, it has 20% who are responsible for each activity and it has 40 activities. For the WBS Cookies project has 3 levels of decomposition. In the level 1, there are 5 main activities, which is planning, food, service, promotion, and sales. For planning, the person in charge is Idayu, for food is Shasha, service is Liana, promotion is Hani, and sales is Izlin. Next, I will be explaining about responsibility assignment metric. RAM shows who will be responsible for the work. For the project manager, this tool will be used to assign the individuals responsible for accomplishing the work item in WBS. If to make a project RAM more beneficial, since it emphasizes who is responsible for each work item and shows each individual's role in supporting the overall project. Based on the RAM, P is used to assign primary responsibility and S to indicate support responsibility for a specific work items. In the RAM for Cookies project, it has 32 work items while the number of the responsible person involved is 20. For example, referring to the RAM for Cookies project indicates that Shasha has primary responsibility for food, while Sarah and Dini supporting the task. It is important to have the person has primary responsibility to make sure all the project will be run smoothly, and it will have the support responsible person to help in specific work items.
Next, I will continue the presentation with defined activities. Defined activities refer to the process of identifying as well as documenting actions that need to be implemented and performed in order to produce the deliverable of the project. Define activities, more specifically, how the work will get done. The purpose of this process are it will break down a big work package into smaller activities so that the project manager can estimate, schedule, execute, monitor, and control the project work. As you can see, we have defined all the activities in our project. All these defined activities we have referred to our WBS. I will take one example, plan schedule. Plan schedule is from our WBS. So from the plan schedule, we have defined 4 activities, which are identifying project, estimate activity duration, create schedule, and develop schedule. Now, let me move to sequence activities. Sequence activities is the process of identifying and documenting relationships among the project activities. The key benefits of this process is that it defines the logical sequence of work to obtain the greatest efficiency given all project constraints. The main aim of this project is to identify the relationship among the project activities. As you can see, our project here we have 40 activities. Start from number 1, identify project activities, until number 40, checking product. All these activities have a dependent relationship. The immediate predecessor shows the number of activity that it link in a logical sequence to show which activity must be finished first before the other activity can be started. For example, in our project activity number 3 is linked with activity number 1 and 2. So activity number 1 and 2 must be finished first before the activity number 3 can start. In the sequence activities also shows the name of responsible person and time to complete the activity given.
Next, I'm going to present about network diagram. Network diagram is a tool for arranging the specific activities in the appropriate sequence and defining the dependent relationships. Network diagram is a logical representation on the tasks that define the sequence of work on a project. For our project, we include start and end dates, task name, and the person responsible for the delivery of each task. This shows what needs to happen and in what order to deliver this project. For this project, we draw the activities in boxes and connecting them with arrows to show the dependent relationship from start to completion. We got 82 days for the completion time. For the critical path, we calculate it with latest finish minus earliest finish and take the lowest number of slack, which is 0. As you can see, the yellow boxes are the 0 slack from the critical path. Next is resource requirement plan. Resource requirement plan illustrates the expected utilization of resources by time period during the time span of the project. For our resource requirement plan, we calculate the days based on the day from network diagram, which is 82 days. We got a total of 213 for both workers' days and number of workers. So this is how our resource requirement plan utilization for resource requirement plan looks like.
Resource leveling can be defined as a technique in which start and finish dates are altered based on resource limitation with the purpose of matching demand for resources with available supply. As you can see in the diagram, it shows that the resource leveling for cookies project is at the level of 6. This is because our project have made sure that all the tasks or work to be equally given to the workers, so that the workers are not more and less than for doing every of the tasks that has been given. For overall, resource leveling aims to prevent such cases from happening and make sure that the people don't have unrealistic workloads and tasks are delegated to the same people over and over. The workers also will be doing their job equally and the tasks will be completed on time. Next, we will continue to resource limited scheduling. It is meant by a project schedule in which the start and finish dates all activity directly reflect the availability of all resources. As we can see in the diagram, it shows that the project and task has been delayed as the limited scheduling main definition. In the diagram, we have made sure that all the tasks has been scheduled and delayed to make sure the task will be running smoothly, as the result is 213 for the amount of workers. In practice, the optimal approach will almost certainly be a combination several steps, delaying completion by a few days, having two-person works, compressing an activity by 2 or 3 days, and so on might be appropriate.
I will continue about slide risk. Okay, as we know, risk is uncertain event that if it occurs can jeopardize accomplishing the project objective. It includes identification, assessment, monitoring, and response to project risk in order to minimize the likelihood of occurrence and or the potential impact of adverse events on the accomplishment of the project objective. As you can see in the next slide, there are 5 risks that our company has been faced. First is project schedule is not clearly defined or understand. Second is poor maintenance of machine. Third is conflict among team members. Fourth is not enough resource. Last but not least is not enough raw material. Okay. For the first risk is project schedule is not clearly defined or understand. So the impact will project performance will drop. Action on trigger. So we must hold scheduling worksheet with the project team so they understand the plan and likelihood. Responsibility in this job is NOAA. So it will track and measure progress. Next is poor maintenance of machine. So the impact is production will be interrupted. So action on trigger, we must maintenance made before using machine. Responsibility in SARA. Response plan is eliminate any potential machinery defects. Third is conflict among team members. The impact is interfere with the smoothness of the project. So action on trigger is refer the team members to the team leader to solve the conflict. So person in responsibility is Faizul. He must solve the conflict immediately. Okay. Fourth is not enough resource. So the impact is the project is at risk to deliver as expected scope, completing time and financial budget. So action on trigger is monitor project resources. Person in responsibility is Laura, and for the response plan is track resource availability. Last but not least is not enough raw material. So impact is insufficient production. Action on trigger is make sure the supplier delivers raw materials on time. Person in responsibility is Mary, and she must provide enough raw materials before carrying out the production progress. Next is cost. Activity cost eliminating is executed using the activity list. This means that all pertinent activities related to a particular task or project are listed so that the cost for each activity can be determined. It also involves creating financial plans, estimate and budget. It also involves controlling the cost so that the particular project can be completed within the approved budget. Okay, next slide is our budget cost company. They are activities and our total is 3,512. Our total budget cost must be same with the cumulative budget cost, or the short form is CBC. CBC is the cost that amount is budgeted to accomplish all the work that is scheduled to be performed up to specific point in time. Next slide is our budget cost that spent in each activities, and the total must be same with the cumulative budget cost.
To conclude, Cookies project will be introduced to fulfill production and marketing team in producing cookies and also ensure that all product will be sold to customers without failure. This project can help production, marketing, and also other positions to increase the quality and support the sales of cookies product in market.